So I just quickly want to go over this thing that we refer to as the unemployment rate, okay? So typically when we talk about the unemployment rate, the one that's thrown about, that's we see every month, the new updated number is called the official unemployment rate, or I've got this quotes around official because it's not really official, but that's the one that most media looks at. That's the one that's published by the Bureau of Labor Statistics on a monthly basis, and that's called the U3 unemployment rate. And in order to be counted as U3 unemployed, you have to be officially not working, but actively seeking employment. So to arrive at that number, we take the unemployed, which again is at about 6.1 million for the month of May, divided by the civilian labor force, or just simply the labor force. And the labor force is equal to the employed plus the unemployed. So for the month of May, that was about 166,818,000, we'll just say, okay? And so working through the calculation, the 6.1 million divided by the 166.8 million, we arrive at 3.65, rounding up to 3.7. So the official unemployment rate, or the U3 unemployment rate for May 2023, came in at 3.7%, versus what we refer to as the U6 unemployment rate, but it's actually officially called the underemployment rate. And that's measuring the amount of just different metric on how to measure that unemployment. So remember, the U3 unemployment counts specifically, we're looking at the people that are not employed, but actively seeking employment. The underemployment rate came in at 6.7% for the month of May. Now, what's interesting about it, looking at the A3, the A15 alternative measures of labor underutilization. Again, we go all the way from U1 all the way out to U6, including, of course, that official unemployment rate at U3. But jumping ahead to U6, this is the one we look at for the most. It's the most. It's the one that's kind of pointed to the most so far as looking at the difference, if you will, between the U3, that official unemployment rate, and what we would probably, most people would probably consider this to be a more accurate metric, if you will, that U6. So U6 is the total unemployed plus all persons marginally attached to the labor force plus total employed part-time for economic reasons as a percent, again, of that civilian labor force. And really what we're saying is that we're picking up whom? We're picking up counting in, as underemployed or unemployed, if you will, at U6 level. We're picking up those people that are working part-time but would rather be working full-time. And that's something that's quite common, where a person would rather be working full-time, but they're being underutilized, so far as like their time that they would like to be working, only working 15 hours a week rather than working 40 hours a week. And also it picks up the underutilization piece of it, and that is, those are the people that are and it's some of this stuff is subjective, but people that are marginally attached to the labor force, people that are underemployed, like someone that has a PhD that's working in a fast food restaurant, for example. At any rate, hopefully you get the idea. It's a much broader measure of that unemployment, and again, it's probably more accurate, from a common sense point of view. So again, the U3 unemployment rate is simply the unemployed, those people that are not working, but are actively seeking employment, as opposed to the U6, which includes the people that are underutilizing their skill set, so to speak, and that you can actually measure it. And in addition to that, the people that are working part-time but would rather be working full-time, they cannot secure a full-time job for economic reasons, meaning that there's not a job available for them. So again, typically there's quite a difference, and this is pretty standard here for, again, the month of May in 2023, where the U3 came in at 3.7%, and the U6, again, the wider metric, or the broader measurement of that unemployment, came in at 6.7%, a much higher rate.